called repetition of the death.
Okay. Sure. So why am I doing this?
Yes. Do you know why you're doing it?
Like going through the process of defining my goals and answering your questions and all that stuff?
No. These chapters.
Why am I creating these chapters?
No. You're providing feedback to each of these 9 chapters that Alec and I finalized. It took a lot of work for chapter 1, and it's going to take much longer for the following chapters. That's a lot of time if before you start many hours of work, you want to think twice about why you spend those hours, and if they have nothing to do with your rat, stop wasting your time. So to practice this way of thinking, and that's how I live my life. To practice this way of thinking, take 60 seconds, 2 minutes, talk to yourself about why you think you are doing what I'm asking you to do.
I think it's helping me create myself. Like, now that I've chosen my goals, it's helping me navigate this field that I want to be professional in. I want to be someone that creates something useful for the city and for humanity at large. So it's like, how do I create something useful for everybody? And giving a pragmatic way for people to find what their dreams are and then follow them, it sounds like it's applicable to every person out there. You know, another easy thing to compare that to is having clean water, you know, or resources, to have a warm bed, have income to have food. And if this is tackling an issue on humanity scale, at the humanity scale, I would think this is tackling the top tier of what humanity can be. And I like to think about that in terms of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where if clean water is something that humanity needs at its most fundamental need, most basic level, and at the top of that pyramid of needs, where humanity is looking to actualize themselves, to create themselves, to give purpose to their life, I would like to heed that call of helping people understand how to do that, how to give themselves purpose in life. And that comes from a lot of like my own experience of wanting to feel valued in life. And I've gone through many different genres and arenas of feeling valued, whether it's in the trades, you know, being a carpenter, whether it's as an athlete in the BMX community. I felt valued by creating something for people to continue being entertained by or being able to live in. But like I said before, I'm very happy to be part of these chapter creations because they are working on something that everybody needs, and that's a way to build purpose into their lives. And then maybe after I can do the BMX thing and I can do the carpentry thing. But I like thinking with you on the biggest scale possible. I like thinking with Alec on the biggest scale possible. Like his own words are, I want to help build healthy culture. And I'm pretty sure many, many people feel like that, but just don't have the tools available to them, the frames of mind to think in. And this helps me also think on that huge scale, on the biggest of pictures. So that's why I like doing this stuff. I think giving this to Providence will be a huge step towards humanity being able to, all of us, find purpose.
In your answer, did you say that you want to make any change at all for the first chapter?
The only thing I would add, not change. I like how everything is, but I believe there should be a question at the end of chapter 1, either rhetorical or a question that is like, how do I word it? You know, a question asking to join a cause or to think about a cause. A rhetorical question maybe, for example, being, what would you do to improve all of humanity? And I think having a rhetorical question or even a sincere question put in like that engages the reader from that point on to think at that level. Because even though we talk about ideas in it that look at how Jamie Wheel wants to create a system that strengthens our communities, or follow John Lennon's vision, we're talking about these two people that have been doing this line of work for so long and at such a high degree that it might be disassociating for the reader. So if we engage the reader with a question that they come up with the answer from themselves, can they start mapping out how their own story can connect to the biggest story?
So you're making 2 points. 1, no need to make changes to the existing text. 2, you think that we could add something to it. Did you make those 2 points in your feedback?
I did. Yeah.
Good.
I said the writing's good, add a rhetorical question.
Good.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. Then 8 more chapters.
Awesome.